Thanks to the support as a channel member, Chris Spencer. Today we say up the colon for the final time because after this match, we're leaving Argentina, probably never to return. But first, there's one more trophy to win. And that trophy is the League Cup, which we have made it through to the final of relatively comfortably. A 6-0 win in the semi-final. And now we come up against Racing Club in the final, who... a team we should be able to beat. They only finished fourth in their group. We should be able to win that one. We have had a transfer go through as well. Gustavo Rolandi, who is the defender that we arranged to come in back in the summer, 6'4" at the time, was going to be a replacement for either Palazza or Cruz. He's now here along with both of them. And he is able to play in this game. We are able to register him. So we're going to see the debut of Gustavo Rolandi, another giant centre-back. Also worth noting that our other new signing that we brought in the last episode, if we can go back and look at the actual league and go on to the preview, the best player in the Argentinian league is Ricardo Valdez. We'll never see him play in a colon shirt because he's injured. He is also now registered for the squad, but he is injured. You can see I've got him training to play on the right, and he might end up moving over there. It's weird that we've been so dominant and we've only got one player in the Dream 11, but obviously it is right that that one player is Nunez because he has been outstanding as our goalkeeper. He's wanted by Greece. We're not going to sell him to them. He's going to stay here forever unless he comes to Europe with me. There's going to be a few of these boys who I want to bring to Europe with me. And that's the other thing we're going to be starting in this episode, having a look at potential jobs over in Europe for the final leg of the Pentagon. We'll have a proper job hunting episode tomorrow. But we are looking specifically at just the European jobs. So if we take off all of the places that are not in Europe, so the South American ones, these are the European jobs that are currently available, and obviously we are still restricted to clubs that have never won the Champions League. I mean, Blackburn screams at me as a potential option. Blackburn could be a lot of fun, and in fact there is another very fun job in the Premier League. Not that I'm necessarily deliberately aiming for the Premier League, but Wimbledon are in the Premier League. Not only are Wimbledon in the Premier League, Johnny Jackson has been manager of Wimbledon for over 20 years, or for just under 20 years at this point. And he has done his own little YouTube-style road to glory. 2024 League Two champions, 2030 Bristol Street Motors Trophy winners, 2032 promoted from League One, 2033 promoted from the Championship via the playoffs. Wimbledon have been back in the Premier League for 8 years. And Johnny Jackson at 60 must be getting close to retiring, although to be fair, I'm also 60 in game, so I'm probably not the man to replace him. I don't really want to ruin his legacy. I want him to see what he can do. But if they end up in a relegation battle over the next few weeks, there is a possibility that Wimbledon could be one that we leap in and apply for. Obviously, if you look at the big clubs in the Premier League, and this is why this final stage might be potentially quite difficult, because if you look at the big clubs in the Premier League, most of them were ruled out of managing. We can't manage Chelsea. I've checked. Arsenal did win the Champions League. They won it in 2037. So we can't go to Arsenal. Newcastle, I think, a fair game. Yeah, twice runners-up in the Champions League. So Newcastle, I guess, is the big job in England. But obviously City, Villa, Forest have all won it before. I don't think Everton have. No, so Everton would be an option as well. And then you're down to Southampton, Barnsley, obviously Liverpool and Man United have. So it's fairly slim pickings in the Premier League. If we have a look at some of the other jobs that are available, there's a Serie A job, Cremonese, but I'll live with you. I'd rather go to Blackburn, I think. Not in real life, obviously, but in Football Manager. Now, Paris FC is a potentially interesting one because obviously Paris Saint-Germain, absolutely massive, have won the Champions League 3 of the last 5 times or something ridiculous like that. But I think I probably am too big to go to a second tier club at this point. Brighton down in the Championship, another example of one that we could end up at. Or maybe we look at a club from a more, dare I say, obscure league. Antwerp have never won the Champions League. I had to check because the past did happen. But they never won the Premier League in it. So maybe we go and do a club from like Belgium or a slightly smaller league, Turkey, and see if we can drag someone from like, there you go, Zurich, off of Switzerland. I love Switzerland. I'd love an excuse to go back to Switzerland and eat more perch out of Lake Geneva. Are either of them on Lake Geneva? Is Lugano anywhere near Geneva? I suspect Zurich's not. But I want Lake Geneva perch for my tea. But yeah, I mean, we could go to Regensburg, the best Football Manager name ever, because they are now full of regens. This lot always do well in Football Manager. I've never heard of them in real life. I've only ever heard of them in the context of Football Manager. They always end up as a top Bundesliga team. As you can see, they're 8th in the Bundesliga. Is that Netto as in the little supermarket? Because if so, that's incredible. But yeah, maybe them. Maybe we go to Regensburg, because it will be regens only at Regensburg this far in the future. But yeah, plenty of options. Do I tentatively put in a little application for Blackburn? Because the thing is, with 4 Champions Leagues on 4 different continents under my belt, basically whatever I apply for, I'm going to get. So I can afford to bide my time and wait for something really, really exciting. Even potentially to the end of the season. I don't know if there's anything really, really exciting on there. But let me know in the comments if you think there is. In the meantime, let's go and win the League Cup. And this is the team we're going to try and do that with. It's Nunez in goal, a back four of Bravo, Rolandi making his debut, alongside Palazza, Menacho at right back, Godoy and Rodriguez in midfield. Godoy, inexplicably, still not a club legend. I don't know what more that guy has to do. He's been here for 11 years. He's won just about everything it's possible to win in a Colon shirt. I mean, if we look at his biography, 7 winners' medals, all with us, all in the last 5 years or so as well. That man is a club legend, if ever there was a club legend. But he's in midfield alongside Rodriguez, and it's Mancinelli, Guillem, Barazza with Herrera up front. Let's get the team submitted. Let's give out our new squad number to our new defender. And I wonder if he's going to be the guy we aim at from set pieces, because normally it's been Palazza. But Palazza, he is a little bit prone to a big game howler. He managed to avoid it in the Copa Libertadores final. But this is another final. He's definitely got another balls up in him. Of that, I am sure. So it might end up, like, imagine if long term it's Rolandi and Cruz as the centre-back partnership here, and Palazza. I mean, I suspect Palazza gets his European move this window anyway, and he can now go with the club's blessing, because Cruz is definitely ready to start. Rolandi looked good enough. So Palazza can now leave and not even really be missed. There's 2 players just as big and aerially dominant as him, and with as much ability as him, ready to take over from him. We're leaving the club in a good position. I just hope it doesn't get completely disassembled by the AI. My worry is with River Plate being as poor as they've been over the last season, their transfer policy once I leave might be just buy all our best players, because they're going to have an absolute ton of money to spend. Obviously, they have a bigger reputation than us as a club. A lot of these players would have grown up dreaming of playing for either River Plate or Boca Juniors, I imagine. And yeah, we might see the team completely disassembled before we even hook up with a new job. That's always a worrying thing to see Palazzo do. This here, just, there you go. Oh, for goodness sake. That's why he's not a club legend. At least it's not Palazzo this time. Less than 10 minutes in, we're 2-0 down. This was not on the script of today. I've stayed on for a week to manage this. I've stayed on for 2 weeks. I've done the semi-final. I could have been in Europe. I could have been in Blackburn by now. We've got a lot to do from here, haven't we? If we turn this around, it's going to be a great moment. I don't think we're going to. I think this is just going to be me leaving Argentina with my tail between my legs. And you know what's going to happen in every interview I go to from here on in. And we do like your managerial record. However, would you like to explain your embarrassing 4-0 loss in the League Cup final in 2041? No, I don't need to, because 2 weeks before, we won the Copa Libertadores. We'd already won the league that year. Do one. Palazzo faffing about again. And now Menacho coming forward from right back. We need a goal back, and we need one soon. Racing Club are up for this. They've decided that we're too fancy and they want to prove they're better than us. Baratza is in and forces the save out of the keeper. And now we've got a chance for one of these set pieces where we have the big boys lining up, ready to nod one home. It's Mancinelli with the corner, looking for the far post. It ends up falling to Guillem on the edge of the area, plays it back to Rolandi, who, I mean, I guess it's a pass. It looked like he was shaping up for a shot. Mancinelli into the area, plays it back to Menacho. Give it to someone who can actually do a goal, for goodness sake. What are we doing? Do we go two up top? Do we bring Arietta on? I mean, it'd be a little bit harsh on Guillem this early. It's certainly not Guillem's fault that this has all gone wrong. But we've been second to the ball again there. Menacho eventually does actually make up for his own mistake. But this has been rotten. We've been so poor today. We shouldn't still have hangovers. We won our last match 6-0. What's going on? It was not in the script. This is why I leave straight after the Champions League finals. We're never being sentimental again. Goodness me. 3-0 down. We've not had... I'm berating them. I'm going to leave them angry. This will be their final memory of me. I am furious with them. Because this whole situation is absolutely absurd. Can I just resign at half time? If they score here, I'm going to. We're just going to instant result the rest of the match and go home. Goodness me. This is ridiculous. They're going to score here. There's so much space there. Well, Nunez isn't coming to Europe with me now, is he? After this. They're even trying to be fancy. And they thankfully managed to balls it up. But yeah, this is awful. Absolutely awful performance. We're making 5 substitutions at half time. Oh my word. This is why Godoy's not a legend. Right. You absolute pathetic shower. What are we going to do with you? Right. You're coming off. I'm just cross with you. And you're coming off. And you know what? Just because I'm afraid you're going to do something stupid, you're coming off as well. And I think that's fair. And we're going to go very attacking. We're going to demand more. And we're going to drag ourselves, kicking and screaming, back into this football match. I hope. If they can score 3 goals in the first half, we can score 3 goals in the second half. We're very good at football. We've shown it a lot recently. There you go. Just kick it a long way. That's the spirit. Actually look like you're trying, you bunch of wallies. That's all I really want from you. Where's my can of pop? I've got a can of pop. We'll just drink my can of pop and have a little bit of a sulk. So yeah, I guess getting back to discussing... Oh, that's fizzy. Getting back to discussing where we might actually end up next. What are we thinking? Blackburn? That's very nice. Very cold. Very cold and very fizzy. Can we have another shot? What's happening? We've only had 1 corner. We're on very attacking. How are they just completely nullifying us? I can only assume the players just don't care. They've won everything else. This doesn't matter. And they just don't care about what happens in this match. Which is infuriating when I've stuck around to manage it. There is no explaining what has happened here. We are now 4-0 down, having just won the Copa Libertadores. They're about to go 5-0 up against us. We're not even having shots. We're not even trying. We're not even attacking. Well, at least this has made it easier for me to decide who's coming to Europe with me. None of them are coming to Europe with me because they're all a bunch of clowns who've overperformed. And now I've just had enough. Please don't score anymore. This is just sad now. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm berating them again. Won't somebody just do something? Is it really too much to ask that somebody does something? Let's bring Lichaba on. He scored loads of goals for Stellenbosch. I think this might be the first time I'm using him in a video as well. Zaracho's going to come on as well. Let's at least get some goals from somewhere. Right, Arietta, over. My goodness me. More. Give me more. And by more, I mean somebody give me something. Give me anything. Give me the greatest turnaround in YouTube Football Manager history. Imagine if we dragged it back from here. It would be a thing of legends. We're not going to. Oh, they're going to score again, aren't they? Right, here we go. Lichaba, first chance for you lot to have a little look at him. Scored almost a goal a game in his year-long loan at Stellenbosch. He is quite good. That wasn't very good. But Zaracho has come away with the ball. He's got great hair. Zaracho drills it across goal. He's got it back again. Menacho plays it into the area. Arietta can't get there. Zaracho's got it again, though. And now we finally have a corner. Get all the big boys forward. Cruz and Rolandi have both gone forward. Hit one of them, for goodness sake. We're aiming at Rolandi. It falls to Rodriguez, who I think played it back out to whoever took the corner, and they were offside. Ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. We're not watching the trophy lift. I haven't made a custom trophy for this one because I suspected this would happen. I knew about it. I'm resigning immediately. I'm resigning before I give my team talk. Is that a thing I can do? Can I just leave now? Is there a way to instant result from here? Yeah, there you go. To indicate that I'm leaving now. There you go. Instant result. Don't use a match plan. There you go. I'm gone. I've left. I'm out of here. See you later. I almost retired. See you later, colon. That was ridiculous. Now the world thinks I've resigned because of what happened in that match. They're not even trying to ask me to stay. Who's the favourite? Nobody I've heard of. Right. All we need to do now then, on the old add and remove leagues, we'll leave Argentina and Brazil as view only so that we keep getting good young players through, but we don't need the other South American nations on anymore. And we can add a few more Europeans, I guess. So if we just have a look who, oh yes, confirm those changes first. Let's add the next bunch of top European leagues. I want lots of options. So we've got all of these. We go as far as, okay, Scotland is the next option. I mean, that does seem to be pushing it a little bit. Yeah, I think we've got all the big leagues on, already. I'm not going to Scotland. Goodness me. I have a policy of not managing Rangers or Celtic, and anywhere else would just be miserable. So, yeah, we'll stick with this. And I guess we start applying for some jobs. And the job hunt will be tomorrow's video. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much to my beautiful Patreons. And thank you very much for watching.